During this Virtual McArt lesson, we are going to be creating these adorable little candy canes garnished with some holly. Now, all we need for this is a sheet of white paper or cardstock. I am using a pencil to sketch with. I have an eraser. I have some very basic colored markers, red, yellow, green, and black. Now, for the end, and this is optional, I have a little bit of white acrylic paint for adding a few highlights using a small paintbrush. If you do not have a really small paintbrush, you can use the end of a sharp pencil to apply the highlights instead. Now, to start our gorgeous little candy canes, what we're going to do is start with a diagonal line going across our page here. So nice and loose, diagonal line, and that line is going to curl around at the top here. This is going to be the top of our candy cane. Now we're going to come back down to the bottom and we're going to do a little arch at the bottom here. Not a straight line, it's a little arch. Now what I'm going to do is follow back up my candy cane, staying the same thickness away. My lines don't drift closer towards each other or get further apart. They stay the same distance away. And I'm going to follow that all the way around the top of my candy cane here. And do another little arch at the top. Beautiful! Now what I'm going to do is add some holly to the front of my candy cane to make it look super festive. So I'm going to slide down the candy cane. A little bit lower than halfway. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 little circles. Those are the berries for my holly. Now I'm going to do a jagged pattern for my holly leaves. So I'm going to arch around to a point, arch around to another point, and just keep going until I have a nice spiky looking holly leaf. Same again, as long as you have the arch coming down, down, you can make your little holly leaves as big or as small as you would like. There we go. And I'll do another one coming off down here as well. Done! That is all we need for the basic sketch. My candy cane does need some stripes. Now what I'm going to do, rather than a straight line going across, I'm going to do a little twirly arch. And I'm following that same arch all the way up and around, keeping that nice little twirl going to the very end. Beautiful. That's it, guys. We're ready for some color. One thing that we have to do first. Use your eraser and take out any lines that you don't want. We can see where our candy cane cuts through our holly. We don't want to see that. So let's take that away. And then we'll add some color. Okay, I am using marker pens for mine. Super bright, bold, and really quick to use. I'm going to give you a couple of tips to make sure you're super accurate and also show you the easiest way to use these. Now I'm starting with my candy cane itself. Take off the lid and put it on the end. Tip number 1, then you never lose your lid. Now I'm going to use the point of my marker pen first. And with the point, I'm going to do the outside edge of the section that I want to color, like that. Then I can use the flat, the long section of my pen, and I can lay it down and get some nice thick lines up and down. Beautiful. One flat, solid, smooth area. So red, white, red. Same again, using the pointy section to do the outside edge all the way around, nice and careful. Beautiful. Now I've done that, I can use the flat, lay my pen down, up and down, filling in that section. Let's go through and do the whole candy cane. Remember, move your paper to make an easier angle to work at. I'm certainly going to do that on mine. There we go, that's all the red done, and I did those little berries as well. I'm going to do the green holly leaves next. Now I'm going to show you a really sneaky, cool little tip with my markers. I want my green to be bright. So what I'm going to do is lay down a yellow first. Now our marker pens are kind of transparent. You can see through them a little bit. So this yellow will shine through my green and make my green look brighter. So here we go, same technique, lid on the end so we don't lose it. Do the outside edge first using the point. Beautiful, and then the flat to fill in. Let's do all of our leaves like that. Again, the point, all the way around, and then the flat to fill in. And the last one. Take your time. There is absolutely no rush. Take your pen close to the edge without going over your outside line. Beautiful. Lid on. And the green. Now we're just going to repeat that step. Lid on the back. Let's do the outside edge first. Beautiful. I'm getting a lovely, lovely, bright green with that yellow underneath. Wonderful. Resist the temptation to go over and over and over it. We just want to do one coat of green. The more times we take our green over, the darker it's going to get. We want a nice thin coat of green so you see that beautiful yellow underneath, creating a lovely light color. Last one. Outside edge. Wonderful. On its side, using that thick section, that helps us cover ground so much faster and neater. Ooh, sneaky little bit there. Wonderful. Okay, there's one thing I want to do on here to really get it to pop out. One color we haven't used is black. I'm going to do a nice professional outline all the way around my candy cane. Now, guys, you can move your paper to make an easier angle. Let's slide them out of the way so I can swivel. So I'm going to turn a little bit. I find it easier to pull my pen away from me, and I'm using just the tip. So here we go. Pulling my marker pen away on the very outside edge. Here we go. Should bring it towards me on this bit. Whatever you find easiest on yours. There is no right or no wrong. It's simply what method is comfortable for you. All the way around. Again, moving my paper to make an easier angle. And I'm going to do my holly berries. Again, just using the very, very tip of the marker If I lay it down on its side, I'm going to end up with a thick line, and that is not the look that I am going for. The outside edge of my holly leaves, take your time. There we are. Now I'm going to go down the center of my leaves, leaving a nice little line there. Now I'm not going to do a dark line between my spaces here. You can if you want to. I'm going to leave mine like that. Now you could be completely done with yours. I'm going to get mine to dazzle a little bit more by using a small amount of white acrylic paint. I have quite a lot on this plate here. You only need a teeny amount if you're going to do this. Now I have a nice small paintbrush here. If you don't have a small paintbrush, you can use the end of a very sharp pencil to help put the paint where you would like it to go. So I'm going to do a few dazzling little highlights. So I'm picking up some white paint on the end of my brush here. Now each one of my berries is going to have a little dazzle on it. 1, 2, 3. What a difference. How shiny does that look? And I'm going to do a little dazzle on my holly leaves in a few areas. And lastly, the side of my candy cane just on the red area. A little bit there, here, and also around the top. And there we go, guys. That's all we need. Just a little highlight to make our candy canes look more three-dimensional. The shiny highlights along with the curve of your stripes makes them look round, like they come out of the page and go back into the page again, rather than totally flat. Well done, guys. Great job. Now you've mastered this, have a go at coming up with your very own designs. Remember, whatever you choose to do, the most important thing is that you have fun.